It's a curious irony that although everyone wants the best life has to offer, too many of us never discover the secret for improving our lives. This is discovering the simple but important secret that we only improve our lives when we improve ourselves. The secret to making your life better is making yourself better. This is one of the most rewarding secrets of life anyone can learn. In order to have more or get more of what you want, you must first become more as a person. Everything you want in life can be yours if you learn to make the most of your hidden potential. And by changing yourself for the better, you change the world for the better. I recall the insightful words of Don Quixote in Man of La Mancha, who said, "Love not what thou art, only what thou may become." This useful thought characterizes so well the spirit inherent in the subject of this message, the secret to improving your life. I want you to enjoy the liberating understanding that it's okay to aspire to a better self, even to love that better self you can become. In this message, we'll introduce and explore the strategy of using self-improvement as the means for attracting success. This may contradict the popular notion often held that success is a golden object we must pursue. The truth is, you're better off if you don't pursue success, but instead make it come to you because of the person you become. Continue with me now as we develop the strategy you can use to make success actually pursue you. The process of focusing on improving yourself has some interesting consequences. You'll find that your world will expand with the expansion of your personal development skills and disciplines. The abundance of that larger new world will be attracted to you in direct proportion to the rate of your personal development. You attract what you want in life as you become the complete person you have the power to become. And then be prepared for a surprising transformation. As you grow through personal development, you'll find that you've acquired what can only be described as a mysterious magnetic power. It's a magnetic force that attracts success to you. You're no longer pursuing success, it's now chasing you. This is a completely foreign concept for people who believe they have to change their circumstances or the people around them for their lives to get better. They're accustomed to thinking, if only they could live somewhere else, if only they had a better boss, if only they could find that right special someone to make life complete. As they see it, life would be a whole lot better if only the world were nicer to them. What seems to elude so many really isn't that difficult to understand. It's one of those fundamental laws of living that everyone ought to know. That law clearly states that we can change our world by changing ourselves. Perhaps deep down inside, we all really do know that law. We just don't want to acknowledge it. We probably don't like the prospect of the work involved in changing ourselves. We somehow kid ourselves into thinking it's easier to change the world around us without changing ourselves. But then again, deep down inside, most of us do know that if we want better relationships, we have to work on getting along with other people. If we want more money, we need to improve our worth in the marketplace. If we want better health, we get it by adopting a healthy lifestyle. Deep down, most of us do know that getting what we want must start with improving ourselves. I believe this is what the famous French writer André Gide had in mind when he wrote, "Never cease to be convinced that life might be better, your own and others." When you think about it, would you really want it any other way? The system places control of our lives in our hands. We get to decide how our lives will turn out. And once we've found our purpose for fulfilling our mission in life, success will begin to pursue us. What a great system. So let me ask you about your personal development progress. Are you growing? What are you doing to become a more complete person? What aspect of your life would you like to improve? How would you improve the direction your life is taking? These questions suggest some of the goals for personal development you can set for yourself. I hope that as we proceed with this message, you'll begin to use questions like these in setting goals that will make a positive difference in your life. Over the years, I've come to believe that when we work at improving ourselves, we become something more than what our new skills represent on the surface. Our objective in improving communication skills, for example, goes beyond mere recognition as a speaker or writer. Our commitment to various self-improvement efforts will, in fact, produce a synergistic effect. The end results amount to more than what we put into it. Out of the process, we find a better, more complete self, a self that didn't exist before. Once you're committed to the process, something else exciting happens. Believe me, as you start growing and are moving in the right direction with your life, you'll be aware of a new sense of well-being. You'll literally begin to glow with an aura of good feeling. You'll experience what great athletes know as the flow state, when everything is going right and just seems to fall into place. You'll be happy and excited about your life and the knowledge that you're becoming the person you want to be. Now, of course, we can't ignore the reality that developing our skills and expanding our abilities takes effort. But we must be careful that the demands of the work involved don't become an end in themselves. Don't let a running program for physical improvement, for example, become an all-consuming passion. Don't let the means replace the goal. When distractions like this occur, it means we've gotten off track, and it's time for a mid-course correction to put our priorities back in perspective. Here's what I think is the best way to make a new start when you just know you're not heading in the right direction, or you're just plain unhappy with your life. Difficult as this may seem, you must keep in mind that we're all equipped with the tools to correct our worst situations, and sometimes we just need a reminder about how to use them. A guaranteed way to restart your life is to systematically focus your heart and soul on the things in life that really excite you. Concentrate on whatever it is you usually only daydream about, whatever holds the most interest for you. Take time to conjure with the subjects or pursuits that fascinate you. Explore the inner spaces of your heart's desire. That's where you'll discover the keys to your exciting, enjoyable, and profitable future. You see, it should come as no surprise that the world's most successful people have found what they love to do. They found a fulfilling and rewarding purpose by doing what they want to do, what they love to do. Success has come to them because they followed their dreams to find their rewarding life's work. As someone has said, when you're doing what you love for a living, you never have to work a day in your life. I know people who are uncomfortable with this concept because they're convinced that work has to be drudgery. They really believe that the price of survival, not to mention success, is the equivalent of work in the salt mines. How sad that people feel they must stay in jobs they hate in order to make a living. How sad really that anyone should feel that life has them trapped with no chance of escape. It will be a revelation, I know, for these same people to learn the harsher reality that life doesn't trap us. We trap ourselves. We get ourselves boxed in by questionable rules, by bad habits, and by a fear of failure in such a way that it seems virtually impossible for us to move forward, let alone to reach out for something better, for what we really want out of life. People in this fix have a tendency to think of themselves as victims. They overlook the simple truth that we all can overcome any past experience or situation, whatever that might be. Each of us can move beyond any problem or setback. You have within you the power to become, to do anything you want. You have the power to set new rules, to overcome both bad habits and the fear of failure whenever you choose to do so. But you must decide to do it. When you make that decision and commitment, you'll find it possible to overcome any obstacle, setback, circumstance, or adversary that comes between you and your goals. Now, it's up to us as part of the bargain to develop and expand the natural talents and abilities that have been given to us. Just how much we achieve in happiness and success in life will depend on the commitment we make to develop these gifts. We know, of course, that no one achieves any measure of success without a fair share of setbacks, fears, and problems. Almost by definition, to be engaged in the world is to encounter challenges. But here's what sets winners apart from the rest of the world. Successful people don't dwell on their past troubles. They fix what they can and move on. They sincerely believe that every bad experience carries a lesson to build on. They learn from their lesson and get on with their lives. So when bad things happen in your life, and they happen to all of us, assume that the experience occurred for a purpose that holds a lesson for you. Learn from what happened and move forward. Take from the experience new skills in dealing with life. Consider what you learned from every human experience, both good and bad, an investment in your future success. I think now is the time to mention the single most powerful attribute influencing your personal development program. This is the one character trait that, above all else, will determine whether or not you achieve your goals in life. I'm talking about discipline. I don't think I'm overstating the case to say that discipline is the key to all human development. Despite whatever good intentions we may have, if we don't have the firm hand of self-discipline to push us along, we don't accomplish much. Not long ago, I was enjoying a recording by those three great operatic tenors, Luciano Pavarotti, Placido Domingo, and Jose Carreras. Listening to those magnificent voices, I began thinking about the commitment it takes to make the most of the vocal gifts these incredible performers have been given. Later, I read an interview with Pavarotti that offers a clue of what it does take. When I do not practice one day, he said, I know it. When I do not practice 2 days, my voice teacher knows it. When I do not practice 3 days, the whole world knows it. Discipline has been defined as getting excited about making yourself do what's necessary to get a desired result. This is excitement that amounts to more than enthusiasm. It's an exciting commitment, a motivating force that makes constructive habits possible. Discipline is the steel with which good habits are forged, and it's our good habits that determine what we become. He who has a firm will molds the world to himself. You see, discipline is your will to mold your world. Resolve right now to make your personal development a lifelong commitment. Resolve to discover your special skills and abilities and develop them to the fullest. Make discipline the backbone of your commitment to achieve your full potential and to achieve all you want in life. Remember, the secret to making life better is making yourself better.